Here we have the all-new 2023 Ford Escape. This one comes in the platinum trim level with all-wheel drive. This color is going to be the beautiful rapid red metallic. And then we have ebony perforated leather interior. And now the powertrain consists of a 2-liter EcoBoosted 4-cylinder engine, made into an 8-speed automatic transmission. And as we get around to the front end here, we have LED daytime running lights along with LED headlamps and LED fog lights. And I love how those lights flash like that, but they don't actually do that. That's just how my camera's picking them up. But that front end just looks, it's so stylish. They did a great job here. And then down here for the wheels, these are gonna be 19s. Again, love the look there too. Now we get passive keyless entry on the front 2 doors. And then over here we have the controls for our power door locks, memory seats. We have one-touch automatic up and down windows on all 4 doors. Rear window locks here, and then we can turn our power mirror controls on and off, and we can adjust using this. I love that the door panel here, we have the big bottle holder here, another one here, then a little storage pocket there, and then there's actually storage deep back in there if you want to stuff a map or something. And then we do get that Bang & Olufsen sound system. We have the controls for the headlamps here, auto, corners, then we have off, full on headlamps, and then the fog light toggles here. And then that's a gauge cluster brightness, excuse me. And then this is for our power lift gate in the back. And we can hit this twice, which I like this. And then that'll pop the hood for us. And then here we have our 10-way power driver's seat with power lumbar support. But I have that seat adjusted for someone of my size being 6'3" with longer legs. So we're gonna check out the rear leg room and headroom here in a moment. But I wanna give a huge shout out to Ford of Franklin for allowing me to review this all new Escape today. I'll leave a link below to this vehicle as well as their entire inventory in the description below. But now we're just gonna go over the standard features. And you all can pause anywhere in the video if you need to, if you wanna take a closer look at anything. But here are the options. So we get that panoramic vista roof, which we'll look at in a moment, and then that premium technology package for the most part. And then this sticker's right at $42,595. Pretty good fuel economy and crash test ratings. But now let's go ahead and take a look at this room in the back. So legroom is actually, for this kind of vehicle, spectacular. And I'll tell you this, one of the reasons this is so good is because of how the seat is laid out. So how it's concave a little bit, so where my legs go, they're just barely brushing the back of the seat, whereas if they were right here or even up here, I'd be smushed in there. So pretty impressed there. And we have the seat back pocket on the passenger side here in the back, and then rear AC vents are here, and we have 2 USB-C charge ports down there. And then this middle seat folds down, cup holders here. Now, even with the panoramic roof, I still have about 1 inch of headroom, so that's pretty nice. Then we have our hanger hooks. We could probably put 2 or 3 hangers on this one, depending on how we have it. And then a grab bar there. And I like that we can click these on and off. But we have easy fill or easy fuel, which is nice. Capless fuel filler. And then we're just gonna go straight to the trunk. Now this we can go ahead and hook up so we can have this tray here if you want to keep things shielded or out of the sun. Then floor mats are back here as well. And underneath this, we have our spare tire. And then a 12-volt back in here. Nice storage here. It's actually a barrier here, so you can put stuff you don't want to slide around in that pocket there. And then this one does have a hole, so you don't want to leave anything over there. And I like the exhaust too. Sounds pretty good. But we do have our LED tail lamps for this new Escape, which is nice. Dual exhaust down in here. There's a look underneath the vehicle. And again, I apologize for any wind noise. I have my muff on, but I don't know if it's doing much. Now we can use this to fold the seat flat. We can just pull this down, and then we can get it all the way down flat when the seat's up far enough, and it's pretty easy to lock it back into place. But this one's actually pretty far back, but as you can see, this is a 6-way power seat. And I'm gonna scoot that up. And I'll actually go back and try that again. But we have a net here on the side, which is nice to have. Glove compartment here. Great storage size for this kind of vehicle. Then again, let's just watch this fold flat. Pull up here. And there you have it. And you can do that to both sides and run longer objects through to the front. But again, great styling here for this new Escape. They did a fantastic job with this, really making it catch up to the competition. But there's a 2-liter EcoBoosted 4-cylinder. And again, you don't have to pull a latch here because you just hit that lever in the vehicle twice, which makes it a lot easier. Just takes some getting used to. Let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat here. Leather wrap steering wheel, feels nice. We'll see how it drives when we take our test drive later. But we get this all new, I believe it's Sync 4, maybe it's 4A. It's a new sync system, so you get AM, FM radio, and you also get wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto compatibility as well. So we can go through all of our sources. And then again, when I go into the app section, it'll show me that Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and then you can just
search
easily
for your vehicle on your device and select it once it
pair that up. Now it does take, I haven't seen one of these systems before, so usually everything's down here below, but it's kind of like in the EVs, the F-150 Lightning and then the Mach-E, everything is on your screen. So you have your features here, drive modes, you have to go in here and actually click normal, eco, sport, slippery. And then owner's manual's in there, driver assistance, same thing. If you want to set your cruise control to regular, you have to go in here into the screen and actually turn everything on and off. So lane centering's on here, normal cruise, you can toggle that. And then pre-collision assist, everything there. I'm used to it because I have a Mach-E, but it's a bit of a learning curve if you're going from an older vehicle, even one that has a screen, even an older Escape really. But all of your settings are going to be here. Vehicle settings are there. Scroll through all that. But I like how with everything being in the screen, it's that much more configurable. You can really get nitty gritty with stuff, and everything just has a button. Now for the climate controls, it is dual zone automatic, but you do have 3 stages for the auto mode. So you can have it either set to high fan speed, medium fan speed, or low fan speed. I'm not going to cut it on because I don't want it to blow through the microphone. And then we have 3-stage heated seats here. So we can toggle that off. 1, 2, 3. So heated steering wheel toggles here as well. Now to actually get the sync to work, you have to go in here and hit dual. So the sync's on now, and then if you want to set it to dual zone, you just click that and you can adjust here. But if you have it off, you can adjust everybody's, or if you go over here, you can adjust the passenger side by itself and then it'll unsync. But you go in here and you can mess with the fan circulation, what direction it's coming from, all of that. And then fan speed here. Defrosters are there as well, and you can power the whole system on and off there. Backup cameras there. Great picture, by the way. Guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. You have a 360 view as well. Hazards are here, and then you can adjust the vents here. Then you do have a few buttons down here, so the auto stop is there, your defroster there. I like you turn everything on and off, and then your drive mode, you can pull that up, but you still have to go in here and actually push the button. And then same thing with the camera. That's the front camera there. And then that toggles the driver assistance there. And then a volume knob here. And then you can mute by hitting that power button. And I like that they actually kept that there. And then the push button starts here. Wireless charging pads there, USB-C, USB-A input, 12 volt. And then for the shifter, it's all rotary, reverse, neutral drive. Then you have your low gear here. Your electronic parking brake, pull up to engage, hit the brake, press down to disengage. Automatic brake code, you can toggle that on and off. So when you're at a stoplight, you can let your foot off the brake. And then pretty good storage in the center console cubby space there. I'm gonna let back that shade. Sunglasses holders here. And I will say this is very, very peculiar. So that is really an oversized roof. And then you push it back a second time and there's the rest of it, which I like how they did that, but it kind of takes away from how great the roof is, because the oversized roof is there and then you just have a little bit more space back there, but you still have to hit it twice to push the vent back, or the shade back, excuse me. And then again, it doesn't look like it's open that much when it's all the way back because the roof is so big, but pretty good size. And honestly, I'd usually leave it like that because I like to have the sunlight come through, but I don't necessarily want the roof open. There's a view of the back seat from up here. Universal garage door transmitter, excuse me. Premium dome lights are up here as well. Out to the steering wheel. There's our cruise control toggle, the gap adjust for the cruise control, the lane keeping system, volume controls, voice recognition, that's how we set and resume. And then to the right side, we have our track list radio station preset controls here, Bluetooth controls, and then these are all for the all digital gauge cluster here. So I like the My View because I can actually go in there and configure it. So if I hit that, I can configure the view and then I can put whatever settings I want. But then Ford also gives you a few, I guess, kind of standard modes you can go through. So if you just want to look at the trip fuel, you can toggle that, status info, vehicle maintenance. But I have it set up pretty nicely so I can see calm screen and then trip, fuel economy, tire pressure, driver assistance, all the important stuff. So blinkers are here, high beam toggle there, flash there, windshield wiper controls, one time is down, automatic, low, high, and then you can adjust your auto wipers here, how sensitive they are. And then rear wiper control is on the side there. Push back for rear wiper fluid, push up for front wiper fluid. See if I can get a good view of this gauge cluster, or that heads-up display, excuse me. It looks good where it is. Now it's not gonna be like your top-of-the-line Navigator or F-150. It's not that big. It's just kind of a glass screen, as you can see. It's not just coming off the windshield, but pretty good picture. And you can configure that as well in the settings pretty nicely. But again, there's the push button start. And finally, here's our key fob with remote start. And then we have that power lift gate that we can open from there as well. But now let's go ahead and take this 2023 Ford Escape Platinum out on the road for a quick test drive. So starting the test drive in the new 23 Escape, love having the 2-liter EcoBoost, the 8-speed transmission, all-wheel drive. This thing scoots. I've had it in normal mode, just getting ready and driving it around, and it has some pep in its step, it really does. So pretty impressed by that. And even with these wheels, I'm feeling the road just a bit in the floor. But other than that, I mean, the ride is superb, it really is. Very impressed. And what I love about this build here is we get the heated seats, the heated steering wheel. We have the lane keep assist, adaptive cruise, just everything you can want, blind spot monitors. I'm gonna put it in the sport mode and I'm just gonna give it a little bit of throttle and we're gonna see how that does. Yeah, absolutely fantastic pull, my goodness. And I didn't put my foot into it because this is a new car, but I gave it just a bit of throttle, like I said, and it's extremely quick. Yeah, downright impressive, very, very nice. I'm gonna put it into eco mode now, just to see how it drives in the city. Of course, most eco modes are meant to be used on the highway to keep the revs down and maximize fuel economy, but I want to see how this limits my throttle response compared to the normal mode. So I haven't driven this that long, but just coming out of that corner, and I've said this before about Ford's F-150s, F-250s. Well, the F-250s don't have an eco mode, but their eco modes are one of the, I think it's the best feeling eco mode out there, honestly. When you put your foot into it, it gives you enough power, but you're not necessarily going fast. But just under normal acceleration, it feels so nice, and it's still maximizing your fuel economy. It's not like older Nissans Infinitis where you could put your foot to the floor and it feels like it's fighting against you. This just works with you to get you that maximum fuel economy, but also making sure that you get a very linear acceleration curve. So just very impressed by how this drives. And I feel like I'd keep this in eco mode probably 80–90% of the time. Especially in this kind of traffic here, it's nice to be able to accelerate with traffic, but not necessarily burn as much fuel as possible. Again, this eco mode feels so good. It's almost uncanny for me because I'm used to so many different eco modes that just don't do this justice. Just fantastic acceleration curve with this eco mode. Feels so natural, and it feels like I'm not having to fight the system. It's just doing what it's designed to do to the best of its ability. Now we're gonna put it into sport mode to get on the interstate here. And I'm not gonna put my foot as low, and again, I didn't put it that far into the throttle, but I'm just gonna accelerate smoothly with the sport mode. And oh my gosh, the blow-off valve sounds incredible. I am just extremely impressed with this SUV so far. And I think I haven't driven a 22 Escape. I drove a 21, I believe, but it just, I don't know if it didn't have this 2-liter, but this thing is just an incredible work of art. And the Escape as a whole has been very impressive. And to add on to that, this adaptive cruise, lane keeping system. And I love the animation on the heads-up display. Looks really good. And I'm just gonna cruise here, so I'm gonna put it back into the eco mode. Because per usual, the traffic on this stretch of I-65 is brutal, so not much I can do anyway. But comfort-wise, as I said earlier, this just rides very well, extremely well. And I don't remember the older Ford Escapes riding this good. I don't know if there are any changes, maybe different wheels, I don't know, but this is very impressive. And of course, I'm not getting up to the speed limit, but I'm sure it'll only be smoother as I get up to about 70, 75. Keeping in mind, this is not a smooth stretch. That's why you can hear the road noise if you listen closely. But a very, very impressive drive here. And in terms of the competition, what's out now, I mean, even the Honda CR-V, I've driven one of those. The RAV4, I haven't driven in a minute. You have the Equinox. Right now, this is top tier for me, especially with the plug-in variant. And I can't wait until I get to drive one of those. And it's about right with the price, so if you're in the market, definitely make sure you take a look at this 2023 Ford Escape Platinum.